Hello everybody, welcome back to Amnesia. My name is Local Wolf and let's hope we can actually get through this level today. Not very hopeful, but let's hope we can. So let's control the noise machine.
This is the machinery that controls the mill rotation speed. There is not much to say about this part, just a couple levers that change some values when moved and do stuff when the right value is set. As you might already know, playing around with the combination of both levers, you can notice a background sound changing. At the time of working on this, there was no proper sound available for this background sound, so I just picked some placeholders from what was in there already. I thought that the creaky sound that is heard when the elevator falls down could do a nice one for the medium speed. How wrong I was. It was unbearable to say the least, so I just ended up removing all placeholders and leaving a to-do note in the script.
Oh fuck. I slowly hate this game. I love it, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to slowly hate it at the same time. It's just what it plays, what it feels. I noticed you spawned, but it's just an easy feeling. I don't know where to go, so it's more or less where I'm going to hide and wait it out. I'm not even stop the machine. Sit down. My senses tell me what to run. I know these police spots, but you get that fear in the back of your head. That makes sense. It's been spawned in once. if it didn't kill me, then I'll never to get my time. Yeah, before it worked. I'm trying to find it to when it works this. I guess this is what I had it before. I think that's as slow as I can get it. Back and forth, we did 10 minutes now, and I guess I can figure it out, but we'll do that to it's meant to be on. Need to switch your load into it. Let's see. So, no. This is it. It's just on low, so there's no just like a backpack.
This pipe you see here can be broken to be used later to join the mill. It is actually a model with two bodies joined by a hinge joint. To do this part of the puzzle, I first made it so you could break the joint at some point when pulled, but this just felt really strange. So I just asked James how we were doing this kind of stuff in the game, and he told me to just add some area that counted hits in the script. So every time the pipe collided with this area, a certain variable was increased by 1. If you enable the debug window, you can see this area with activating the draw physics debug option. When this variable reached a given value, it triggers the breakage of the pipe, spawning the broken pipe item, and that's how it works.
Just as it said something about the pipe and breaking it worked. Every time I make any type of progress, I shit myself. Like, yes, I'm finally making progress, but oh shit, I'm going to get fucking chased. That's about this. I can really uneasy enough. I wanted to sprint. But fuck it, I seem to hit that noise I'm sprinting. Just... shit, that is... and I go, oh my god.
Daniel, turn around this instant. You are carrying the shadow with you.
When I was looking at the concept art of Brute Monster, I thought that it should sound like one long tone, which is coming from the tube. Because it doesn't have mouth, it should sound like a hollow thing which can make clear and complex vocalization. Firstly, I recorded lots of different kind of dogs and I edited them to play as one tone. I had lots of discussion with Jens and I think I got the right idea, but there was a feeling that it was coming too close and it wasn't scary and blah blah blah. So it wasn't really scary, it was just a big mess. I think I made something like 5 or 6 different versions, but problems didn't go away. Finally, I just removed the dog sounds and used my own voice. I made it with old metal sync, speaking through the tube and putting the microphone in front of the sync. And that way I got more control on the vocalization, and tube kind of sound was natural because it was coming from actual tube. I think Brute's movements were the easiest ones for me. I knew from the beginning how I wanted it to sound. I wanted it to be very metallic, since it has lots of metallic things in its body, and it should be very heavy, scary guy. I was a little bit worried about how the high-pitched screeching would work, but it actually turned out great with the music, because the music is very low frequency and movement is high frequency, so there is nice spectre of sound. Together they make Brute even scarier.
Close that. That gate was torn down by that creature. Oh fuck! By that creature turn around, it's right fucking there. Oh wow, okay. Tread carefully. The gate was torn down by that creature. Turn around, it's fucking there. Okay. Just that happened. Wait, really? Does it really just despawn if I die? That feels a little bit game breaking. This is the boot now. Doesn't really tell it apart. Obviously. I'm really nervous. Let's keep moving. Jesus Christ. I tried, but it's not helpful. I got kind of a fucking ladder. I think an insta-kill was like one hit, boom, he's chopped in half. He climbs a lot of people. Just distracting us. just from that, I think I got sawn at the last second. Maybe he came round and saw me. Oh, this is too nerve-wracking. I'm actually really nervous as fuck, man. I know what to expect. It's like I'm scared or anything, but fucking hell. There's never any escapes. Things like this live with you always. I didn't know if Henry would show up down the road or even at his house. Is he that mad? Would he do that? Did it affect Henry? That's a missing a core aspect to the story. Fuck that.
After almost 2 years of continuous development of the editor, this was my very baptism of fire in level creation. My first big level edited ever, that is. Making the base for this level was my assignment for week 8 this year, and I must confess, I was pretty excited about it all. You know, not ever having used the editors in a real-life run, I was wondering how well I was going to do.
Of course, dummies. Good. You can see they've got plenty of oil, but that's not going to last long just doing this alone. Yeah. Still free oil. Something's wrong with the machinery. 2 litres of top floor not working. Probably some problem with the machinery.
9th of August 1839. I can't stop sweating and shaking. The warding ritual was not something of a sane mind. I did not even realize the dungeon was still in use. Alexander had his servants bring one of the prisoners, a murderer, he told me. Alexander made all the arrangements, but he said I had to perform the ritual in order to have the right effect. The shadow could be led astray by the blood of another. Killing the man would provide us precious time. What else could I do? Alexander said it had to be done. He is saving my life. I don't have the luxury of argument.
Try some shit. No oil left in barrel. Good English. Yeah, I'm fucking laughing. I don't know. Can I have myself? Just end it. Feature is born
The
of
thing about me
skills.
using the tools I am dedicated to develop is that I could get a close view on how they feel when working with them. And it's easier and quicker to get bugs fixed when working like this, as they usually get in the middle of the way and the only solution is just getting your hands dirty and fix them. This also works well for small features that don't take much time to add. I'm not sure which one I added from working on this level, but it usually starts like thinking, oh, being able to do this or that will be really nice, and ends up with the feature in the editor.
Oh well.
Not everything works like this, you know. I actually have an endless list of stuff to add to the editor, but there is always so little time. It will come eventually, that's for sure, or maybe.
So that. I have plenty of them, as long as I have 10 plus I'll be alright. So as well as more.
Agrippa, I need you to stay awake. Can you feel the syringe?
No, I can't feel anything. Alexander,
Yes.
soon I won't even be able to move, will I?
Your life is safe.
I don't doubt that. But will it be worth living?
Laboratory. Is it boats maybe?
The Agrippa Awaken sequence is inspired by the movie Seven, when they find the sloth victim. I thought that scene was really disturbing, so it stuck to me. When writing the design of the Agrippa event, it came to mind instantly.
Oh.
A fun thing about Agrippa is that it was first supposed to be a severed head that was placed at several locations in the game. It then later turned into the guy that is in the game now. If you wonder why he does not have a lower jaw, then that's because we did not have the resources for voice sync. It was then worked into the story though, as Alexander does not want him talking when he shouldn't.
Okay. Need to go downstairs. Guess I has got to get. Creepy.
Help me. Who's this switch? Thank you. You have my gratitude. My name is Agrippa.
Oh.
Who might you be? Daniel? Like the prophet thrown into the lion's den? Tell me, are you among the lions, Daniel? You want to stop Alexander? Oh my, so Babylon shall fall, you say. You worry too much. Alexander is toothless without an awe. He has one. That's not very promising at all. The sanctum is basically impenetrable, but guess why more? It could be breached by another, but Alexander broke his, my own, a long time ago. Really? Well, if you tell the truth, by all means, seek out the pieces of the broken oak and mend away.
Huh.
I believe he uses them for torture now. They practically leak matter, which is quite useful, I understand. There should be 6 of them.
Oh,
Look around the spire and the transept. You should be able to find them there. Daniel, I hate to bother you further, but if you're really going after Alexander, would you consider taking me with you? I know it sounds ridiculous. Look at it. But if you find anything concerning a man named Johann Rhein, would you please bring it to me? I believe he was working on a way to help me. A recipe for some sort of potion, a tonic to free me from this husk of mine.
Okay. Alright, so on opening needs to enter the sanctum. Shattered pieces lie scattered in the torture rooms, and Agrippa the dying man is in a room by a man named Johann Weyer. So, 2 main objectives.
What lever? Oh, that one. So many of Alexander's things are breaking down. Look around. Maybe the other room. There are machine parts hidden all over this place. You'll find a way to fix it.
I told Thomas that I wanted a character that the player could look at, or at least know that someone was talking to him right now, as in no flashbacks, no ghosts, or memories. Just something solid the player could depend on being real. However, a character is really expensive stuff. You need a voice, a model, textures, animations, behavior. So we finally came up with this idea about a stationary character so we could cut down on animations and behavior. At this time, Agrippa was just a character, a real historical character actually, I had used as the writer for a letter found in the first stages of the game. But we upgraded him, and made him a part of the plot. The reason I find him so valuable is that he joined the ranks of Daniel and Alexander, making this so much more complex and intriguing. And of course, it also, quite naturally, led to the split ending thing.
God, man. Heavy doors blocking the path. I really want to sit in a shit show.
Back on the level editing, it was an interesting experience to say the least. I started with the room with the door leading to level 22 and made my way up from there. I managed to build a reasonable base in a bit over a week's time. It took a bit long, having into account that not all models needed for the level were available at the time I started working on it, and that, blaming my inexperience in level building, I had to remake some parts a lot of time, like the room I started with. It was Marcus who took the level from where I left it, and I must say he did an awesome job. I'm not sure how much of my original work still stands in there, but the final version looks really sweet. I didn't get more level creation assignments after this one, possibly because I am actually more productive in other kinds of tasks, but I'm happy I had the chance to try.
Not bad, don't you? I'm just gonna get to the part where it's just gonna jump scare me.
I know this. I've been here already. I know this taste. The taste of Damascus rose obfuscating the truth in a dim haze. They may sweep the traces from my memory, but my body remembers. These cuts speak volumes, even though my mind remains silent. They will be back. They will be back.
Picked up me. Remember to use on the boat? I must be beginning to panic a little bit. I must have just get this over with. Let's fuck right off.
Shimmering. How are things coming? Who, me? I'm Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. I was once quite important to you. Baron Alexander has sustained my soul in this dead husk for years. Who knows how many? Hundreds, I presume.
What?
Alexander is quite impressive in many ways, but he has grown impatient. By me? I'm the next best thing. Alexander really wanted none other than Johann Reyer. You never heard of Johann Reyer? My God, he's probably the greatest man in history, and you don't know him? Or is it the world who has forgotten you?
Let's go through the shadow thing, I know.
Dad, good to see you. Fire is my pupil. My pupil. Yes, I do take pride in that. Is it so wrong?
Chicken nugget value of two shit.
I found a replay of this. Last the church not been planted. Do you know replays? I suppose it doesn't matter. It is an old faith, building temples of the caverns. The dark walls leaves the universe. Inside are its followers. Humans watching the sky slowly tire. But the followers do have one thing to allow them a real sense of connection and creation. The orbs.
Those fucking orbs that need to be destroyed, to be honest with you. Into the one I just want to throw. That makes sense. Dude died inside of him that day, watching a man slip away was more than his mind was willing to handle. Basically turned insane on that day. Shut up, you fucking idiot.
In this level, it is easily done to not see the whole level. If you have all the orb pieces when coming here, you will get captured at the start and will not get a chance to see the rest of the level. There is a whole area to the east consisting of 2 very detailed rooms, so if you end up being captured on your first visit, make sure to come visit again.
So avoid capture. Yay. How many times have I looped this entire series? Push a blue fires at the last stop. Whatever, what was on the other side.
Just a little further.
It's like Orpheus descending into the underworld.
Are you hiding something?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Your intuition is remarkable.
I'm not sure I'm following.
It doesn't matter. It's just a myth after all.
Torture Chancel was an interesting level. It made a clear break from all the claustrophobic tunnels that make up the majority of the level. It presented a challenge to try to fill that space with interesting pieces and still be able to run on older computers. The idea of the level is to give the player a sense of what is to come, and to give them a feeling that maybe all this was here even before Alexander built his tower. As a contrast to the mystic shrine, we have an electric barrier in the back of the level. The idea and design of this bit is on a mark to the movie Event Horizon.
Why did I go that way? Like, for real. So, what? Why did I spawn here? What? Always lost on this one, so I want to get it started over. Ever since I recovered the old first found AGRIPPA, by AGRIPPA, and I've depended on it for my research. This incident with Wilhelm made me most impetuous for something. Fear and the paucity of prisoners, obsessed with define a ritual without proper foresight. The help cracked and fell into 6 pieces. I've tried everything, but I've yet to mend this now. Let's think of a way to piece it together. I'll have to find another. Let me still life in the pieces, and even if the orb is restored, I might be able to salvage some of its power for some other purpose. The centuries have passed in vain. I begin to wonder if I will ever be able to see my love again. How much longer can I sustain my life? Centuries. I heard that now, I won't, but it doesn't matter. And in fact, the moments in sound is fantastic. I see purple lightning in that. That's shocking. You could fit all right. It's almost killed me.
Is this guilt I'm witnessing then? If so, blame yourself. You started this. You sent me that letter asking for help, and this is how you repay me? How dare you?
Wait, what? Okay.
No, don't kill her.
Of August, 1839. Banishment ritual is taking longer than expected, and we have to do what is needed. I spend my time helping out the prisoners. Being around these degenerates makes me ill.
That's nice.
None of them even tries to face their punishment with any kind of dignity. They taunt me with their lies of innocence and their cowardly pleas of mercy. What can make a man fall so far from the grace of a civilized existence? They are all wicked men, and I remind myself of it constantly. Still, I am thankful for God sending these monsters our way, as they will serve as the instruments of my salvation. I try to study the different tools in the torture chamber and learn how to use them effectively. Last time was messy, and the effect suffered from my inexperience.
Oops.
When the next warding is to be performed, I shall be ready.
Instead left us to sing our monster. Do it? Blue fire, this is to be fair, pretty cool. Fucking hell. Look at sticky something else to go with the tar. No, that room over there is shockingly bad. The electric ones. Absolutely shocking. What's the reason for me spawning here? Maybe it's meant to die. Oh shit. Maybe this is where the rituals were formed. I glitched through the map. I can do fucking watch your step, Jesus Christ. Still have it.
Help her! Find a way!
Where the fucking knew how? I had a song I was gonna jump over the edge. No, fuck you, I'm just gonna jump over the edge. Whatever it is now. Where am I? Could use that. Is that fair? Again, why was this book able to be picked up? Not these others. Unusual puffs. That's called parkour. Alright. Shoot me stuff as I see that left stuff. I'm glitching through it. What's just that mean? Pretty cool fucking level design. Yeah, I feel now. Except for it was probably in there. I can't really go back for that, so that's like. Probably not much. Avoid capture, I don't know what the fuck you want about that. Here we're going to die them again. Use once more for the empty bottle of laudanum. Infestation is master against the bedpost.
These cells are meant to hold prisoners who are under treatment. The people you send for will end up here. Remember that the confinement itself works as a preamble to the torture, and you should pace yourself. Don't take anyone before they are ready.
Understood.
Sounds from the torture chambers are shuttled in through those pipes in the ceiling. Manage your victims well, and let one prisoner's pain instill terror in his cellmate.
Okay.
Dad, good to see. Not many orbs are left. They sometimes consume themselves, or break, then used by an uninitiated. lucky. The orb I found spared my life and returned to where I found it. I know because Alexander took it and brought it to Brennenberg. Vaya was a brave man and dared to proceed where I did not. He unearthed a number of cavern temples and gathered a whole collection of orbs. But unlike every other finder since the fall of the brave thing, he was able to unshackle the horror you and I connected with the orbs. He used them and was able to travel far and wide, beyond the world itself. Powerful. Not the way I hoped for. I've done all that I can to escape this prison. But now, I use all my strength merely to stay alive.
Okay. I think we're going to leave this episode here. The thick liquid spread across the tongue. It's wholly excessively to consume at every drop. Look through the window at the widespread forest in the modern sun. What was ever end, you thought. I think I'll end it here because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more. Well, these will be quite often. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.